Greetings, friends, and welcome to another edition of Mecha in Minutes, the show where we take some time to talk about mecha, at least for a few minutes. I'm not Daniel, the normal host of this segment. In fact, you may know me a little bit better if you follow our main show, Kaiju Movie Review, as I'm its co-host, Zach. For this week, I'll be taking the reins of Mecha in Minutes, and I've decided to take this occasion to talk about some mecha from the Super Sentai franchise, which, if you followed our main show, shouldn't come as a surprise as I'm fairly vocal about my love of the franchise. With that in mind, I've decided to do something that's still related to kaiju, but also related to mecha, which some of you might have already figured out what I'm going to talk about, and I mean, you saw the card, so you probably already know what I'm going to talk about. So let's just cut to the chase, and we're going to talk about Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger's Dragon Caesar, better known to most people as the Dragon Zord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Appearing in the 16th Super Sentai series, Zyuranger, Dragon Caesar is the 6th Guardian Beast and the partner of the Dragon Ranger Burai, and of course later to the Tyranno Ranger Geki. At a height of 38 meters and clocking at a massive 170 tons, Caesar is nearly as tall as the Dino Megazord, better known as Daijujin in Zyuranger. His combat abilities are very impressive, as he can fight off Bandora's most powerful subordinates, Grifazar and Lammy, single-handedly. When in combat, he tends to use the drill on his tail and also can shoot missiles from his fingertips, known as the Dragon Hurley. Typically in combat, Burai opts to control Caesar through the use of his weapon, the Zusoken, also known as the Dragon Dagger, MMPR, but we do see the cockpit on a couple of occasions. It's just a rare thing. The design of Caesar is inspired by one of the most famous kaiju of all time, and if you've been paying attention, you can probably tell it's Godzilla. This is kind of driven home in his first appearance in episode 21 of Zyuranger, where we see him rise from Tokyo Bay and begin rampaging through the city as if he were the legendary kaiju himself. Of course, the Dragon Hurley attack, which I mentioned earlier, is also lifted directly from Godzilla's adversary, Mechagodzilla. In addition to its base form, the Dragon Caesar also has a couple of combinations that it can form with the other Guardian Beasts. The first of which, Goryujin, is formed when Dragon Caesar combines with Zu-Mammoth, Triceratops, and Saber Tiger. In this form, its tail and chest piece combine to form a staff known as the Dragon Antler, which it uses to perform an attack called the Concussive Dragon Strike, which it uses to bore a hole through the body of its enemies. It can also combine with Daijujin to form Zutai Daijujin, a form which we only see on 3 occasions in the show. This form is able to produce an energy attack from its shoulder armor known as the Empire Attack. In its final form, Zutai Daijujin can also combine with God King Brachion to form Ultimate Daijujin, the most powerful formation of the Guardian Beasts. With its attack Grand Banisher, it is by far the most powerful weapon at the Zyuranger's disposal, and is even strong enough to defeat Bandora's master, Dai Satan, in the season finale of Zyuranger. Dragon Caesar and his Power Rangers counterpart, the Dragon Zord, feature a great design that has managed to stay popular with fans of the franchise to this day, and has even gone so far as inspiring one of the forms of the Gokaiger mecha, Gojujin. Let us know in the comments what you think about Dragon Caesar. Are you a fan of Super Sentai? Would you like to see us talk about more Super Sentai mecha in the future? Maybe I can talk about mecha from other Toku franchises. Maybe a super robot. Let me know down below so I can wrestle the reins away from Dan in the future, and we can talk more about some Super Sentai and Toku-inspired mecha. Thank you for tuning in for this edition of Mecha in Minutes. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to me ramble on about Super Sentai mecha, and I hope that you will return in our next edition to see what we have to talk about then.